Welcome to the League for Clubs on the National Soccer Network. Today, we have a matchup today against CF San Rafael and North Coast FC Seoul in the NorCal Conference of the League for Clubs. We are situated in Napa, California right now, where it is a beautiful 87 degrees. It is beautiful soccer weather, so very excited to see this matchup go underway. CF San Rafael and North Coast FC Seoul both looking for a win in the season so far. So this is a great opportunity for both teams to get their seasons going strong. They've had a tough start to the season so far, and both of them could make a pretty decent leap up a spot or two on the table if either team gets a win. North Coast FC Seoul currently ranks at the bottom of the conference right now, 13th place with 0 wins currently, 1 draw and 7 losses. So they currently have 6 goals, 4 for a goal against. And their previous draw was a 1-1 draw against Fuego U23. And Fuego U23 are no pushovers. They are in 4th place currently. So if North Coast FC Seoul are able to find the right mojo, they can get it going and potentially not only pass CF San Rafael, their opponent tonight on the leaderboard, but they can pass Afghan Premier FC as well, or at least tie them on points. Now, their opponents, CF San Rafael, also without a win, 0 wins, but they have 3 draws and 6 losses. They have a minus 17 goal difference, so 4 goals less than North Coast FC Seoul's minus 21 in terms of goals that they have given up. They've given up more goals in total, though. They've given up 34 goals compared to FC Seoul's 27. But San Rafael, as we've seen in the past, have been very good at scoring goals. They've just allowed a lot of other goals from their opponents as well. So their last matchup, San Rafael, was a 2-2 draw against Rush Silicon Valley, whereas FC Seoul, their last matchup was a 4-1 loss against Oakland SC. So we will see how this matchup goes. I believe San Rafael will be in the bright red and black kits, whereas North Coast FC Seoul will be in the more so dark kits with some reddish highlights, I believe. They will be on the right, attacking left, whereas San Rafael seem to be on the left, attacking towards the right of our view. So in just a matter of moments, we will get this League for Clubs matchup underway. And to the ref's discretion, we will be off soon. It will be North Coast FC Seoul that will take the kickoff to begin this matchup. And we are underway in this League for Clubs matchup, a pivotal matchup for both teams at the very bottom of the table, looking to get a win, looking to climb up the table and perhaps kickstart a little bit of momentum into their season. So North Coast FC Seoul going to send a long ball in early, and they still regain that possession, and they're going to try to send it to the left side and see if they could perhaps get a goal early. Goals haven't come too frequently for them this season, but they are attacking heavy right now. But they are facing a little bit of a press from San Rafael. They're going to have to send it back all the way to past their midfield mark, and we'll just restart the play. Again, only 6 goals on the season. That's less than 1 a game, and they're looking to get something on the board today. Looking to at least come away with a point. 3 points is ideal. If they end up drawing against San Rafael, then they will remain at the bottom of the table, which is not ideal. But at this point, with only 1 point on the season, they will need any points that they can get. Though it was a good attempt from FC Seoul. They had a good shot, but it looks like the keeper had it saved, and now there's going to be a little bit of a restart as the keeper would just punt it down the field for San Rafael to maybe get some good possession going. Going to be their first spell of possession for the game, and they have a connection on that left wing, but it gets intercepted by FC Seoul, who will try to bring it back. But so far, San Rafael, I mean, they've been doing pretty well defensively in their last couple of games, but they let that one through. And just a little bit of a weak pass from FC Seoul. But they do get the ball back. San Rafael Little too slippery on the ball, allowing FC Seoul to press high. We're going to see an attack in the box and a good shot. Another shot on target. Not even 2 minutes into the matchup. 2 shots for North Coast FC Seoul. Very good so far from their attackers. Just breaking down San Rafael's defense early. And that's kind of the problem with San Rafael at the moment. They're very good at pressing high and getting a lot of goals themselves, but unfortunately, their results have just come down to their defense and allowing a lot of goals themselves. So we're going to see against a bottom table team like North Coast FC Seoul, if San Rafael has what it takes to maintain a lead. They've been able to make comebacks, but unfortunately have not been able to secure all 3 points in a game just yet. So the ref might be talking to the keeper for some potential time wasting opportunities, but looks like we could be seeing a dead ball situation where the ref is going to let the keeper restart. There must have been something going on with the previous play that we had not seen. So just a little bit of a word there, and San Rafael will regain possession. It looks like it's going to be another massive punt way down the field. That was an incredible punt. Got 75% of the way across the field. Almost could have had an assist there if he connected with a player. But regardless, it was fruitless as FC Seoul get back on the ball, look for a long ball themselves, but a good header from San Rafael to try to get back on that. Almost lost it, but were able to regain it on their back line. But the ref is going to blow his whistle there and call that foul. Must have stepped on the cleats for there. And FC Seoul will regain on that spot. They've been decent with the long ball so far. I'm curious to see if they will go with just a relatively quick restart, try to find someone down the wing to break down that defensive line that they've done so well in the first couple of minutes, or if they're just going to try and send it in deep, see if they could get a player in the box or two. But right now, FC Seoul still on the ground, but it doesn't look like he's in serious pain. So treatment might not be needed, which is always a good sign. And it's a quick restart. The ref's not gonna allow it. Okay, I was confused there for a second. It looked as if, oh, do we have a substitution going on early? Someone else is walking onto the field. We might have had either an early substitution or a player was just on the far side of the field walking in. I could also be seeing things early in this matchup, but that's all to say that FC Seoul has the ball about 35 to 40 yards out of their target. Some players are lining up on the box. They got some players hanging out on both wings. So we will see where they decide to take it. Looks like a long ball inside the box. A little bit too low, though. Does it find a player? No, it does find San Rafael, who's going to just kick it out of bounds, and it will go in favor of FC Seoul. All right, North Coast will take that light throw in and look to switch the field. They have a player all the way towards that right channel, but it gets intercepted briefly by San Rafael. But I think the ball went over both of their heads, and it's going to go towards San Rafael, who will take that ball back. And they're looking to just keep it. Oh, a good pass forward from them, trying to find an open player, but nobody was there. Just a little bit too powerful. So FC Seoul get back on it and will send it back to their keeper, who will just let them do a nice restart. San Rafael, in their previous games, have done very well in terms of getting high press, forcing mistakes from other teams in order for them to get onto the ball and get good chances in very good territory. But so far, they've just kind of been taking it easy in these first 5 minutes. They haven't been as aggressive as we've seen San Rafael in recent games. So we'll have to see if they decide to turn it up. If they allow a goal first before they score one themselves, then there's a good chance that San Rafael might turn things up from there. But hopefully, for their sake, they might have to turn it up beforehand as they allow another potential shot from FC Seoul. So that's a third shot. I think there's been 2 on target so far from FC Seoul. So FC Seoul doing a great job at getting those chances, just haven't been able to get that final finish. And based on their goals for stats this season, it has been a little bit of a struggle to find that final finish. But all that's to say that they have been looking very good offensively, and that looked like a good through ball for San Rafael if only someone was there. But it will get intercepted by FC Seoul, who will try to find an opening, going for another long ball. Player might have been offsides, but regardless, it's going to get taken care of by the keeper, who will just punt it back towards that other half. Once again, very strong leg. So FC Seoul will try to send it back. Oh, okay. Looked like San Rafael might have had an opportunity to pickpocket that one and go for a run, but it's going to be a light touch by the keeper. Quick restart from North Coast FC Seoul for another deep long ball. Find someone on the right wing. We're going to get a couple attacking players forward for FC Seoul, but it looks like something happened. I think he lost control of the ball and it rolled out of bounds, and it's going to go back in favor of San Rafael, who will get possession of the ball as long as they're able to hold on to it. They've been letting North Coast FC Seoul kind of play in their territory, but they're able to hang on for it for a little bit, keep it on their back line. And now we're going to see what they can do with the ball in this spell. Not much of a crazy press from FC Seoul. They know they've done well with the possession that they've had so far. Good little back pass from San Rafael. Now I'm going to try and switch up the field all the way, but it gets intercepted just briefly, but it does by FC Seoul. And they still have control. They're going to have a light pass through the middle. Breaking through a couple defenders. Try to get a shot on target. Once again, another shot on target from about 25 yards out for FC Seoul. Very good from their players. That shot once again right at the keeper. And we have another FC Seoul player down, which you do not want to see. This one does look like he is seeking treatment. Looks a little bit more serious than the last time we had an FC Seoul player down, unfortunately. The League for Clubs is proud to partner with Select as our exclusive match ball provider. Learn more about Select by visiting them online at select-sport.com. So play is halted at the moment. Everyone's just checking in. Oh, and I'm so sorry. That's a CF San Rafael player that went down. My apologies. That looked from distance like it was someone on North Coast FC Seoul. But nope, CF San Rafael has a player that is down, will likely be exiting the pitch for a minute or two just to be evaluated to see what his status is before getting back into the game. We will see if he needs to be substituted or not, but he seems to be walking, at least so far, just fine. But they will have him wait at the touchline for a little bit just to reevaluate and to check that he's okay to go. And we will go from there. So the ref has restarted play, and it looks like San Rafael is going to go for another crazy long punt from their keeper. Oh, no, he's going to roll out the ball instead. He's going to send it. And keep it deep into territory. Almost inviting the FC Seoul player to get towards him. But that ball does go out of play there, though it does look like it last hit an FC Seoul player. So it will be CF San Rafael's throw in the final third. This might be one of their first attacks so far in this game. Quick throw in. Goes out once again for San Rafael. They got a few players inside the box, some more surrounding the closer edge, but they throw it in towards that back line. And it goes out once again. Third straight throw in for CF San Rafael. Again, when they're on the attack, they can be very dangerous, but they just need time to heat up and get onto that attack. They find someone at the top of the 18, but intercepted by FC Seoul. They're going to have a couple of back passes, trying to get some combination plays in, but a foul is called by the ref, and FC Seoul will take over. Just a little bit too harsh on the slide tackle from CF San Rafael, and we got a quick restart from FC Seoul. They're looking to potentially switch up the field so far. I would say through this first 10 or so minutes, 11 minutes in the game, FC Seoul has definitely dominated the game in terms of possession, has had a lot of good chances. Not the cleanest of chances, but they have gotten shots on target, whereas San Rafael haven't had much time with the ball. They do intercept that one, but it's going to be shuffled out. And is the ball out of play? The ref will call it. Everybody stopped. So by nature, the ball will be out of play for FC Seoul. And another play is stopped. They're allowing their San Rafael is getting their player back in the game. Love to see it. Glad they are okay. And now we will see what North Coast FC Seoul can do from the back. They are looking to get some attacks going. And again, they're just looking for that final finish. They've had a couple of shots on target, but straight to the keeper's hand. And we have another good opportunity for here at the top of the box for FC Seoul, trying to break through a couple of defenders. Slide it. Oh, it gets slid through, but not through the keeper, though. It was through a couple of San Rafael defenders, but it lands right in the keeper's hands, who has stopped yet another dangerous FC Seoul attack. It looks like we might see another punt from San Rafael. And we do. But FC Seoul once again back on the ball. Yeah, San Rafael so far struggling early with possession, even when they get the balls back from like goal kicks and other such opportunities. Oh, that might be a little bit too harsh of a foul for, or, too harsh of play for North Coast FC Seoul. San Rafael will get back on it there. And now their first restart, first foul in their favor. Maybe once they start sending players down, if they get a spell of possession, we could see some attacks. Some good pass back, but some good high press from FC Seoul as well. Making San Rafael play unsteady. Play not in their character. North Coast FC Seoul is putting that pressure on, making San Rafael uncomfortable right now. Good pass back, all the way back to their keeper. Gonna have to play it dangerous to not let it get intercepted. Ooh, my, oh my, that looked dangerous for a quick second, but San Rafael get back on it. They're gonna feel that pressure from FC Seoul. Now FC Seoul's getting that pressure, and they win it off that pressure. And they're on that back line, but it looks like the offside flag is up. So it was a good interception from FC Seoul, who definitely don't seem to be playing like the team that's at the bottom of the table right now. They look like they want it more so far in this first 15 minutes. It was a great interception, but called for offsides. San Rafael will get the ball back. Good header to send it back towards midfield, but it goes out of bounds. Just a little bit loss of control on that. Looks like FC Seoul will take it back on this one. And it's really just going to come down to these finishes. It's just going to come down. We've seen FC Seoul spend a lot of time in San Rafael's half, but can they finish? Can they put the ball in the back of the net? This is going to be one of their best tests to see what they are capable of as the ball goes out of play for a FC Seoul throw-in. Very good stuff. We got some players lining up around the box, but they're going to play it relatively short. Gets kicked away, cleared away, not fully from San Rafael. FC Seoul tries to kick it back into a threatening area. Are they able to get back on top of it? They do, just briefly, enough to get a shot on target once again, but straight to the keeper's hand. But it is another shot on target for FC Seoul. But so far, another great save from San Rafael. We're going to look to try and play it long, but just loses grip of the ball. Finds FC Seoul, who might take it from the top of the box. The refs is play on. A shot is taken, but it's deflected away from San Rafael. And it'll be cleared away. Oh, a dangerous opportunity for FC Seoul, but that ball's going to go out of play for an FC Seoul throw-in. They've got their passes together so far. And that's going to be a foul in favor of FC Seoul. Again, maybe 35-ish yards out. 35 to 40. Not too many players up right now, but we could see a ball being lobbed into that box area. And now players are starting to congregate towards the top of the 18. We will see. It's a little bit too far back for maybe a direct free kick, but maybe if they can find someone to beat a couple defenders, but no, gets headed away from San Rafael. Not fully cleared as FC Seoul get it back. Their player was offsides, couldn't retrieve that one, but we get another one trying to get it, and San Rafael just kick it away for a throw-in in the final third for FC Seoul. Throws it back. Narrowly avoids the San Rafael. Almost gets pulled back, but the ref decides to let him play on us. They still have advantage. Going to do a full field switch. Tries to find someone at the top of the box, but just headed away from San Rafael. And again, in the final third, it's going to be a throw-in for FC Seoul, who are looking dangerous so far. They are threatening. Will this attack prove fruitful? They try to find a cross inside the box, but the ball did not have any air underneath it, and it just landed right in the hands of San Rafael's keeper. And that ball is immediately out of play. Immediately out of play. San Rafael just needs to do a better job of keeping the ball once they have it. Too many times now, even in these first 18 minutes, their goal kicks have just not proven fruitful for them. They've almost wasted their opportunities so far, and that one's going to be stolen by FC Seoul down the left wing, looking for some dancing moves, trying to get maybe a cross inside the box if he can find somebody, but he's going to go take it back a little bit as we find a potential through ball, give and go situation that just nearly missed their player. And now San Rafael looked to maybe do the same, but the touch was too strong, and that's going to go out of play for an FC Seoul throw-in. Couple of quick attacks there. Great interception attack from North Coast FC Seoul, and then a possible counter from San Rafael that was just a little too powerful for them, unfortunately. So the ref is going to call a foul in favor of San Rafael, and they will have them restart right around midfield. So San Rafael, a rare spell of possession inside the attacking half so far in this first half. And now FC Seoul going to have to do a little bit of damage control, just send it all the way back to their keeper, who again is going to kick it all the way out of field for a San Rafael throw-in. Don't forget to follow the League for Clubs on social media to keep up with the news and notes from around the league. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, and Blue Sky. Follow us at the League_FC or search the League for Clubs to find our official accounts. Throw-in for San Rafael. And they look to keep that ball. They're going to try to send it towards that channel and break through a couple of FC Seoul defenders, but their press is still relatively high. And they're inviting them. It's a little bit dangerous. A little bit dangerous. And they're just going to send it all the way out of bounds. And that will be an FC Seoul throw-in. FC Seoul deep in their own territory. Not looking to surrender the ball to San Rafael early. Tries for a good back pass, just wasn't powerful enough. Met a San Rafael defender who will play it back to their keeper. And San Rafael will get a good restart and look to hang on to the ball as they start another attack themselves. They have a player on that right side, but they're going to keep it towards midfield around that left side of the field for them. And they're just going to play it safe right now. Just get those safe passes, those direct passes going. Nothing wrong with completing a couple of passes to keep that confidence up and to just build that momentum. San Rafael will send it back. Keeper going to try to cross it back to their player, who will then get headed away a little bit, but FC Seoul is going to get on top of that. Almost lost the location of the ball for a quick second. FC Seoul almost rolls it out of bounds, but they're able to bring it back in and keep their attack going. We'll send it back just a little bit. Tries for a little bit of a through ball. Tries to thread the needle there. And they're going to continue that attack, and the ref is going to call that foul for FC Seoul, and that'll be a quick restart for them. San Rafael might not like that. A direct shot that is just a little bit over the goal. It was a good idea. Caught San Rafael off guard, but just a little bit too much under that one. And That ball was soaring over, just never dipping, unfortunately for FC Seoul, never finding the area of the net. So it will go back to San Rafael, who once again are just 2 points ahead of FC Seoul right now in the NorCal Conference. So if San Rafael lose this game, then they will be the bottom of the table. And they certainly do not want that, especially after all of the tough performances they put throughout this season so far. But you can't also disregard FC Seoul for their efforts as well. I mean, we've seen their aggression early in this matchup. It has definitely taken San Rafael off guard. Which, speaking of, they do keep, or at least attempt to keep possession on that left side, lose it as they try to send it down that left wing, but just ran out of room there. And that is going to go back to FC Seoul right around that midfield and send it deep towards midfield for that throw. And very good throw to allow that attack to continue. And let's see what they do with the ball. Going to try to send it deep, find someone just briefly who were able to find a pass on that right wing. And do we see a cross? Potentially. Oh, we do see a cross, and it passes the keeper. And that's going to be a goal for North Coast FC Seoul. What a beautiful cross from the right wing. And it finds someone at the top of the 18 who just dives for a backwards header, and it just passes the San Rafael keeper. My goodness, you knew it was coming. It was inevitable for how much North Coast FC Seoul have been attacking. But wow, what a play for FC Seoul. They take that attack on the right wing, and they score. Very, very good. So currently 1-0 on the scoreboard right now as they send it a little bit deep. And we're going to see another through ball. Now we have a good attack. Oh, but it's called for offsides. So it looks like FC Seoul will restart from that offsides position. That being said, the score bug does show 1-0 to San Rafael. So forgive me if I have been mistaken. There's a possibility San Rafael is in the Navy kits all along. And if so, then it's been a brilliant aggressive attack from San Rafael, who were able to put one in the back of the net over North Coast FC Seoul, who may be in the bright red kits themselves. So that could be what we are seeing right now. We could be seeing San Rafael on the ball this whole time, as opposed to North Coast FC Seoul, who seem to get possession, but it's going to be reverted back to San Rafael. So San Rafael, they're the ones that scored. Then that is entirely in character of San Rafael throughout this entire season, because they've faced off against some of the league leaders, the conference leaders in the league for clubs in this NorCal conference. And they've kept up with a lot of the best teams in the league, but they have not been able to get the points that they've needed because they surrender leads, or their comebacks are just too little too late. But they do score goals. They've scored 17 goals on the season, which is a pretty strong amount of goals. That's over 2 goals per game. And it's a good cross for San Rafael, but it doesn't find anybody. And it's a good shot, but once again, saved by North Coast. So North Coast is going to play it back. And now they are the ones that are 1-0 down. As it all makes sense, North Coast FC Seoul are 1-0 down. And this is not good for them because if they lose this game, they'll just be farther and farther down the bottom of the table. But they do get a good pass down that left wing of theirs. But it does tend to go out of bounds just barely. But it'll be a throw-in for FC Seoul as they look to try to respond to San Rafael's flurry of attacks. They're going to try to string together a couple passes. They could switch up the field right now. That's exactly what they do. But San Rafael's there to take advantage. Springs by a couple of defenders and strong arms a few defenders, but the ref is going to call that, and it's going to go in favor of North Coast FC Seoul. Very interesting. But North Coast, oh, never mind, it's a throw-in. So the ref just let him play on. My bad. So it was a throw-in, rightly, for FC Seoul. The ref just let him play on through all that rough play. I respect it. And now FC Seoul are on the attack, and now they're starting to look a little bit more dangerous. Again, FC Seoul, the team in the bright red and orange kits, attacking from left to right. So apologies for being mistaken for the first 20 or so minutes of the game. But San Rafael are now looking to defend the ball. And perhaps if they get a good interception, see if they can go 2 up and double their lead. And they do get an interception. There's only 4 in the back right now. They find someone up top who's going to switch the field. Do they find someone in time? Yep, right around that right channel. Try to find a through ball. And it's going to be another potential shot. Might have been too many defenders there in the way. Gets tackled, but not going to be called for a penalty per the ref's discretion. But that is going to be called, and that is going to be in favor of CF San Rafael. What a chaotic last minute of play for a second there. But now, in another promising position, CF San Rafael look good so far. And with a chance to double their lead and perhaps double their likelihood of coming away with their first set of 3 points in the season. They have 3 points throughout the entire season through 9 games so far. They could get 3 points just from this game if they come away with the win and if they hold on to their lead. The free kick is looking direct, just hits the wall. It was a good, strong wall from FC Seoul. But it looks as if it is going to go out, and it will be a corner kick for CF San Rafael. All right. First corner kick of the game, and it's going right towards the box. Does he find a player? It finds North Coast FC Seoul instead. But it does go over, and it does find a player after the second bounce. And that'll be San Rafael's second goal of the game. 30 minutes in, we get a direct corner kick. It was bounced from the top of FC Seoul. They had the defense, but then it just found the head of a San Rafael player who just put that power behind it and lifted it just in between the keeper's arms and the crossbar to be able to fit it in nicely in the back of the net. And now all of a sudden, CF San Rafael are up 2-0 in this matchup. Very good stuff from a team that has been attacking so hard, and they are still going after it. They want more. They are hungry right now. Beautiful corner kick set piece from CF San Rafael, and they're looking for another. They have the ball back, and they're looking to try to spring free from a couple of FC Seoul defenders. They're going to try and thread the needle there, but get slide tackled, and that is another very good direct free kick opportunity for CF San Rafael. North Coast FC Seoul now have their backs against the wall. 2-0, it's very possible to come back from, but 3-0 is unlikely. It's happened before. Don't get me wrong, it has happened before, especially as we are only a third of the way through the game. But for a team that has only scored 6 goals on the entire season, that only has 1 point in 8 games, this is not how you want to start this game against the team that is directly above you at the bottom of the table. San Raphael, though, they've been battle tested. And can they pass another test with this direct free kick? It looks like it's going to go right for goal. Once again, the ref blows the whistle to signal the go, and it looks like a solid chip, but it is saved by FC Seoul. And we could see another punt, but he's going to wait on it, let everybody reset, and roll it out. Very good save from FC Seoul to keep it at 2-0. And let's see what kind of attack they can build. They haven't spent too much time in the attacking half for the first 30 or so minutes of the game, but they do find someone on the right channel who are looking to break a couple of San Rafael defenders. Again, it is possible to break down that defense of San Rafael. They have let in quite a bit of goals, twice as many goals they've allowed than goals that they've scored up until today's matchup. So we'll just have to see what happens. But good pass, finding someone on the left wing for North Coast FC Seoul. They're going to try and take it down that wing. And solid cross. Unfortunately, couldn't find anybody, but they do find a player. And all of a sudden, North Coast FC Seoul just strong arms their way and finds a will and a way back into the matchup. So goals are happening all over the place in this one. Look at this cross. It was just a great cross. Found a San Rafael player, and just as he was about to clear it, the player on the right side of the box just scoots by him, takes advantage of the ball, and just shoots it right towards that top left corner. And now North Coast FC Seoul are on the board and have halved the deficit of this game. It is 2 goals for San Rafael to 1 goal now from North Coast FC Seoul. And that was one of their first shots on target this entire game. San Rafael is looking to answer immediately, though. Wow, an insane quick attack that might have caught North Coast FC Seoul off guard. This game has opened up for sure. It is once again another corner kick for San Rafael. So North Coast have to be very, very careful here. They have to be very careful to not let another set piece opportunity get in the back of the net. Pretty good arch on that corner kick, but it finds a San Rafael player, but the kick just met a North Coast FC Seoul defender. And now a potential counterattack is on, fellas. A potential counterattack is on. But the ball looks like it goes out of bounds, slows down the momentum slightly, but it will go to North Coast FC Seoul. My goodness, a lot of action within just the last 5 minutes alone. But the ball rolls out of the back line for a goal kick for San Rafael. My goodness, we've seen an insane amount of attacks, goals, defensive breakdowns. This first half has really, really opened up in the last little bit. But now San Rafael, again, like they've done multiple times throughout the season, unfortunately for them, this is not uncommon for them. They have, despite getting leads, they have allowed a lot of goals. And that is the reason why they don't have a win so far. So if they manage to lose their lead against North Coast FC Seoul, granted, they won't be at the bottom of the table if they drop down to a draw, but they would not be able to climb as far up the table as they would like. They could pass 2 spots and find their way into 10th place on the table if they manage to keep this win and get all 3 points here. But North Coast FC Seoul look like they're attacking and just runs into a little bit of San Rafael, but that little bit seemed to be too much for the referee. It will be a free kick for North Coast FC Seoul. And now this looks like a pretty good opportunity right along that right wing. The League for Clubs is proud to partner with Passage Sports as our preferred ticketing partner. To learn more about Passage Sports, visit their website at gopassage.com or follow them on social media at gopassage. Free kick on the way for North Coast FC Seoul. Looking to potentially make a comeback in this matchup. Finds the center of the box, headed away. by CF San Rafael, though. And it will go out of play for a North Coast FC Seoul throw-in, who will send it back. And they have almost all of their players deep within San Rafael's half. They want to attack. They want to find their way back into this game. They're on full-on attack mode. And they find their right winger, almost loses the ball, but gets back on it, sends it back towards the center of the field. They'll look to keep continuing the press, but it will be intercepted by CF San Rafael just briefly, but the ref will stop the play there. Lots of shuffling going on, and San Rafael will take control of the ball, get that free kick, and they'll send it back to their left side of the field and keep things going. A little bit. Oh, that's a foul. That is going in favor of San Rafael. It looked like it could have been a possible clean interception, but instead, San Rafael will hang on to the ball, looking to keep their lead at least until the first half. So they have about 7 minutes to not allow any other goals from North Coast FC Seoul. But North Coast FC Seoul have other plans, but so do San Rafael. Maybe they could score another goal and perhaps double their lead once again, get it back to a 2-goal lead. That's going to go out of play, and this will be San Rafael's third corner kick of the night. Practically all their players inside the attacking half. It gets sent in. It finds a player, but the header's too strong. Might have been punched away by the keeper, but no, it didn't meet the header of one of their players. But that misdirection, just a little bit too strong, and the ball went skyward. So North Coast FC Seoul will get that ball back. And, good press from San Rafael to be able to force that ball out, but it will be a throw-in for FC Seoul. Decently intercepted, but FC Seoul are going to try to get back on this, but strong-armed away by FC Seoul, or by San Rafael, my bad. And lots of takeaways here, lots of turnovers, and that is going to be a trip and fall. Just caught the cleats of FC Seoul, so they will get back on the ball. Going to take it slow for the restart. They'll keep it along that left-hand side. And so they'll play it downfield. They find someone towards the end, but it just ran out of room there, so it would be a goal kick for CF San Rafael. Again, if you're just joining us, 2-1, San Rafael scored the first 2 goals of this matchup, one around the 22nd minute and then one around the 30th minute. And then North Coast FC Seoul came through and scored a goal around the 34th or 35th minute. Oh, that ball was looking close too. Very dangerous to finding an attacking player for San Rafael, but just met the boot of North Coast FC Seoul. And it will be their 4th corner kick of the evening for San Rafael. So that's how the game has gone so far. These last 20 minutes or so have really opened up this contest. And now the ref is waiting for everyone to get set for the corner kick opportunity. Not too many San Rafael players hovering around the 6-yard box. They're just all, around that penalty spot. That seems to be the spot that they trust their player to send the ball into. It's a grounder. Bounces high up. And they're going to try to flick it back into the box, but it will meet FC Seoul, who might try to launch a counterattack, but the ball goes astray and will go out of bounds for a San Rafael throw-in. San Rafael try to throw it in as far as they could. Far down the line, they try to chip it inside the box. Not a bad idea, but it meets the head of North Coast FC Seoul. So San Rafael will just restart. They'll get that ball back. They'll keep their possession. They'll just glide by a couple of defenders, looking to keep their attack strong. They're going to send it. Oh, just ran out of room on that left side. Had a little bit of green grass in front of him. Could have been contesting with the player from FC Seoul as well. But the touch just let him down, unfortunately. So FC Seoul are back on the ball. Can they get one more answer before the half is up? They're deep within their own territory, though, and they are facing a very high press from San Rafael. Forces a launch from their keeper, but San Rafael do get to the end of that one, and it will go out of play for a North Coast FC Seoul throw-in. Some good link-up passes, but San Rafael will get back on that ball. They will try their best to send it. Are they looking for another one before the half is over? They've been attacking like it, but a foul, and that will go in favor of FC Seoul. North Coast were able to get that interception, but unfortunately, San Rafael just had a little bit too heavy of a touch and missed the ball there. Though it looks like San Rafael might have been worse for wear on that one, despite being the offender in that foul. Looks like he may have taken the brunt of that collision, and no medical personnel have been waved onto the field just yet, so we may just take his time to get back up. And we will see. Good to see the player standing up, getting back on his feet. The ref is pointing to his watch as to say he will be adding this time onto the end of the half. In North Coast FC Seoul, perhaps scheming, trying to find a plan. What can they do to break down this back line for San Rafael? Gonna play it back. Maybe had a couple of other options forward, but decided to play it more conservatively. Will send it all the way back to their keeper, who would choose to restart on the different side of the field. Maybe try to find a little bit more openings there. San Rafael back on the ground. Will the ref stop the play? No. Okay. They're back up. Everything looks right. San Rafael will get back on it. Or I'm sorry, FC Seoul will be back on it. And they'll look to try to find a breakthrough. We'll look to break down San Rafael one more time this half. The ball just rolls out of bounds. Tried to find their left winger, but unfortunately, it's going to go out of play for a San Rafael throw-in. The 45 minutes are up. We are in stoppage time right now. Likely a good couple of minutes due to the 3 goals and then the couple of fouls that were slightly extended by a couple of injury scares. So we will see how much time there is added on. But San Rafael look to be pressuring high. They might not be done for this half yet. They're looking to try to perhaps restore their 2-goal lead, though that touch was a little bit too high and will go in favor of FC Seoul, who are looking to potentially equalize before this half is up. Good interception, though, from San Rafael. Going to try to, they had a player on the left. They're going to try to send it down to the right, but it gets intercepted by FC Seoul, and now a potential counter for them as they look to try to find a long ball opportunity, try to find one of their wingers on the left side, but it will be met by a San Rafael defender who will send it, and it will go out of play for a throw-in for FC Seoul. And they're going to go for a direct shot to the box. And they find a player, but San Rafael's there to just barely clear. It's not fully cleared yet, and it's still not fully cleared. Muscled away from North Coast FC Seoul, who will look to pour on that pressure. And will just get stepped on by San Rafael. A good spell of possession for North Coast FC Seoul. But the foul will slow down their momentum. Again, roughly 35 yards out, a little bit too far, maybe 40 yards, a little bit too far out for them to take this one direct. But plenty of players on the top of the box. Going to try to send this one over the line and see if they can find a head. They find San Rafael instead. And San Rafael might be looking to launch a counter of their own. They have a player on the right wing. And then going to try and send it through the middle, but just loses that footing. And the ball does not go where he wants it to go. So the pass just isn't there. But now that gives a potential twist of the doorknob to FC Seoul, looking to maybe open and push through that door. They're going to try and send it through that right wing. And now bringing it back over to the channel. Going to try to topple over a couple of San Rafael defenders. And the ref is going to call a foul against North Coast FC Seoul. San Rafael will regain possession, and that will be our halftime whistle. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. After 45, CF San Rafael with 2 goals, leading this matchup to North Coast FC Seoul's 1 goal. After 45.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Down by the end line, puts us across, lose your eye, and just like that, 1-1. Now Elders may look to take a shot, he does, and he buries it. Steps up, and just like that, Reed Dennis comes up big. Lose your eye, 1-on-1. Lose your eye, oh, he'll be taken down inside the box.
Knocked back in, Nationals got it, bicycle kick for a goal.
Now Sacker into the 18. Sacker shot. That goes off the goalkeeper's glove into the net. 2-1 here in the 32nd. This one played in. That's a good ball. And that one goes in. And just like that, the Nationals now have a 1-0 lead. Walensky puts his far post. One-touch opportunity. And what a great goal that was.
Joaquin Beatty of Ohio League.
Look at that shot from Sevi Roy. My goodness, Sevi Roy with a left-footed banger.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins NLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins MLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
The 2025 UDM Boys Summer College Prospect ID Camp is designed for field players and goalkeepers seeking exposure to college coaches, professional training sessions, competitive matches, and insight into the college soccer environment. Directed by the UDM men's soccer staff, this camp is ideal for players serious about advancing their soccer careers. On July 26th and 27th, the camp becomes a perfect platform for aspiring athletes to showcase their talent and commitment. For more information and to register, visit DetroitMercySoccerCamps.com.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Sacker down by the end line. Pushes across. Loser eye! And just like that, 1-1. Now Elders may look to take a shot. He does, and he buries it! Steps up, and just like that, Reed Dennis comes up big. Luzerai, one-on-one. Luzerai, oh, he'll be taken down inside the box.
Knocked back in, Nationals got it. Bicycle kick for a goal!
Now Sacker. Sacker into the 18. Sacker shot. That goes off the goalkeeper's glove into the net. 2-1 here in the 32nd. This one played in. That's a good ball. And that one goes in. And just like that, the Nationals now have a 1-0 lead. Walensky puts his far post. One-touch opportunity. And what a great goal that was.
Joaquin Badia, the Ohio league.
Look at that shot from Sevy Roy. My goodness, Sevy Roy with a left-footed banger.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business. In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
Take off at the Tucson International Airport. From boarding your flight to boarding the waves, your summer adventure starts at Tucson International Airport. Time is your most valuable asset. Spend less time getting to the plane and more time on what matters most. Wherever you're...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this League for Clubs matchup in the NorCal Conference. In just a few moments here, we will get the second half underway. We are seeing an incredible matchup between CF San Rafael and North Coast FC Seoul. Is being played in Napa, California, where the weather has dipped down a little bit. It's now down to 77 degrees, but I'd argue that's even better soccer weather. So they are playing in beautiful conditions today. In the first half, San Rafael scored 2 goals in the 20th and then the 30th minute, respectively, and got to a 2-0 lead. But a few minutes after their second goal, North Coast FC Seoul had a beautiful cross into the box where they found a man and were able to climb back at least to half their deficit. So after 45, 2 goals for San Rafael and 1 goal for North Coast FC Seoul. Both teams absolutely are not playing like teams that deserve to be at the bottom of the table. They are both playing with a lot of grit and a lot of heart, and it'll be very exciting to see where that takes either of these teams. Will we see points shared, or will one team right now it's San Rafael, but will one team at the end of this take home all 3 points? Both teams need the 3 points, however, because as we just mentioned, both teams are at the bottom of the table. San Rafael is in 12th place with only 3 points across the season in 9 games, 0 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses. San Rafael is the team you're looking at right now in the dark black kits with, red-ish highlights. And then North Coast FC Seoul, who will be attacking from right to left, are in the bright red sunset-colored kits. So CF San Rafael will take the ball. Never mind. North Coast FC Seoul will take the ball to kick off this second half. But yes, 2-1. And in just a moment, you will see the kickoff. North Coast, who will take the kickoff. Here we go. They have just taken the kickoff, looking for a long ball immediately just to try to find their way back into this matchup. They're going to need to score 2 goals unanswered if they want to win this matchup and secure their first 3 points of the season. San Rafael, on the other hand, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. And by that, I just mean to hold on to their lead, which has been a struggle for them for a majority of the season. But if they're able to keep it up against the team at the very bottom of the conference, then those 3 points will be theirs, and they will jump up past Afghan Premier and Bay Valley Suns into 10th place on the table. A lot of shuffling on that far side of the field, but it looks like FC Seoul will take the ball back as they will be the ones attacking to your left, down a goal, and will be looking to find a way to respond. But it's a dangerous place to be in this position to respond and need to respond, because then you can all of a sudden find yourself in positions where you'll be out of shape. And then, if any event like this happens where San Rafael get back on the ball, your players might be all out of shape. Your defenders might be too far forward. And then you just might not have the resources available to cover your back lines. You might leave your goalkeeper astray, who's able to get that ball in that instance. But there could be an opportunity, for a mistake like that to happen. But San Rafael so far is keeping that higher press, and North Coast FC Seoul just need to play it safe while still trying to find an answer, while still trying to find a way to get to the back of the net. They already did it once towards the end of that first half. If they're going to look to get at least any points out of this game, they're going to need to do it again, at least one more time. So they get back on the ball. They're doing well with possession so far early, very early on in this second half. And they look for a nice lob across that left wing, but it dips into that channel where CF San Rafael will take advantage and just get that ball back without really any trouble. And they'll start to build from their back line right now to see what they can do. And they're looking for more goals. They're looking to add to their lead. Their lead was threatened in that first half, and they don't want that feeling anymore. They want to keep it comfortable. They want to keep it safe for all of their players. But the ball will go seemingly out of play. It went very deep, but it's going back into the possession of FC Seoul, who will look to try to find a couple of through balls, but San Rafael doing a great job at closing down the lanes. Keeper's going to have to just play it short. But again, a very good high press from San Rafael. Not letting FC Seoul get this one early, but FC Seoul do find their way into the attacking half. Find a little bit of open space. Good spin move, but is going to be brought down. No foul called against San Rafael. Is going to drive it forward, and they still just barely lost possession of the ball. And it'll go back to FC Seoul, and that shove at the end of that one, maybe just out of frustration there, but it's going to go back to FC Seoul. After a good spell of possession, it will go back and intercepted right there, but not before the ref will call that foul. Something's going on. It looks like we're going to have our first booking of the game to San Rafael. Oh my goodness. Might have been another off-the-ball attack. Just 2 offenses back-to-back for CF San Rafael. One on the ball where he called the foul, and then another one looked to be Pablo Hernandez Brand to be the one that got the booking in that one for San Rafael. But regardless, they look to be back on the ball, and a good backwards pass to send this one forward for San Rafael, who find their way on the edge of the box, but not before it was kicked away from FC Seoul, and it stays inbounds, so FC Seoul will be able to keep that possession, hopefully not lose it to San Rafael, or they'll still find themselves in deep, deep trouble. But they're able to find a little bit of open space just to try to build back out from that back line. And now we'll be attacking, almost losing the ball, but able to get it back in just a little bit of a slip. A little bit of a slip off the ball, but the ref will call it anyway. And it will go back in favor of North Coast FC Seoul. So we're going to take the restart a little bit slow and just switch up the field. And they'll look to drive on that right wing. They seem to be doing a good job of it so far. Keep the ball in bounds. They could potentially get a cross. It's a grounder of a cross, but it could meet the volley. Just mistimed it, though, and it looks like it's going to be cleared away from San Rafael. But a great attempt, a great attack from FC Seoul. My goodness. They had a close one. But the volley just barely misconnected on that shot. And now they get the ball back. San Rafael had the opportunity for a counter a couple seconds ago, but just ran out of space with that one. And now FC Seoul will be back on the ball. We'll pass it down. We'll keep it in play on that left wing, and we'll look to find a player on the inside, but just a little bit too strong to find one of their players. And so San Rafael will get back on that ball. And again, another strong touch lets him down. San Rafael will be back. FC Seoul will just pass it back to their keeper, who's high up out of his box right now. That's a very far line for the keeper to take, but he's feeling confident that his team can hang on to the ball, especially in their own half. It can maybe look to materialize an attack, turn something into a potential goal scoring opportunity. And they're going to take this one in charge before getting tackled by San Rafael, but I had already let go of the pass, and now a huge connection meets up towards the ball, but the keeper was able to get it before anybody else, and ultimately the ball gets kicked out of bounds, and it will go in favor of CF San Rafael. So a lot of action so far in this first couple of minutes in the second half. No one really showing true possession, though I'd argue that FC Seoul have been a little bit better on the ball so far to start off the second half. And that's exactly what they need if they want to get themselves back into the game and in a position to take away at least a point from this contest. There's a good couple of one-touch passes, finds their player on the left wing, will get a good cross into the box, and then a shot taken, but meets right away by a few San Rafael defenders. So once again, they'll just send it back out to that left-hand side and just try to build some form of attack. They will start to get closed down, shouldered off the ball, but they will find their left winger once again. Will he go for a cross? He's going to try and find an opening, finds that through ball into the top of the box, but will send it back out to the left-hand side and just poked away for a throw-in. Very threatening attack for FC Seoul. And they'll get that ball back, but we'll send it back down to the midfield area before switching the field entirely. But once again, San Rafael looking to get a pretty high press. Ref says play on, so a counter could be on. It's a one-on-one situation. San Rafael's got the ball back, but not before FC Seoul can just shoulder the attacker off the ball and regain that possession. And now FC Seoul looking to try to build something themselves. They're starting to play quicker in the second half than they did in the first half. They were really struggling with possession early game in the first half, but now all of a sudden they seem to be the ones dictating the possession and the control of this game, trying to lob it up for their right winger. Seems to be connected, but a little bit of a slide there. Might have lost control, and it might go out for a goal kick, which I believe it does. Go to theleaguefc.com to find up-to-date results and standings. Check out club profiles, read the latest league-wide news, and much, much more. Bookmark it while you're there. Theleaguefc.com. So goal kick for San Rafael, but it looks like they could have a good counter going. Might have ran out of room on that left-hand side. It's going to go out of play for a San Rafael throw-in, who are looking to build on their lead here. If they score a third today, it would be their 20th of the season. Their 20th goal scored. But that one gets blocked away by North Coast FC Seoul. And we'll look to try to find a long ball, try to find a player streaking up the midfield, and then looking to find some space on that left-hand side, but just gets poked away from San Rafael, who will look to try to lob it up to try to find their attacker that was running down, but he might have been offsides anyway. So San Rafael would just take it all the way back to their back line and restart from there. And then San Rafael, not sure what happened there, but they just kicked it all the way to the North Coast keeper. Might have had a miscommunication with one of their teammates on where he wanted him to be by the time he kicked the ball there. So San Rafael going to play off the ball a little bit. Let FC Seoul take a little bit of possession for themselves and try to see what they can do with it as they look to pass it and try to send another long ball down to that right side. They're really pressuring that right side early in the second half, and they nearly found a connection, but it was muscled away from San Rafael. But FC Seoul get back towards midfield, and they had it for a split second, but it was poked away by San Rafael. It would be a throw-in for FC Seoul. And it looks like we will have our first substitution of the match. San Rafael will look to be substituting potentially one of their center backs. in the 58th minute here of this League for Clubs matchup in the NorCal Conference. Both teams really looking to jumpstart some momentum to their season. Have taken brutal draws and even more brutal losses throughout the entire season. A win here would mean so much to both of these teams, but only one team can get the 3 points unless they decide to split them. But so far, San Rafael is looking like that team. And though a good kickback from FC Seoul, though, a little bit wobbly there. So the keeper is not going to send it back to one of their players. And San Rafael will look to get back on top of it. Almost hit the referee there, that ball. But San Rafael will keep the control. We'll just send it back to that right wing. Maybe we'll see a cross into the box, but instead they're going to play around with it on that right side. Finds a player towards the right channel. Instead tries to break through a couple defenders. Now we'll get a switch up in field, but FC Seoul was just right there waiting for it. And it'll be cleared away, but ends up going beyond the touchline, and it will be a San Rafael throw-in, who will get it back around midfield and will start charging up an attack, trying to send a ball, but the keeper was there for FC Seoul. Just didn't get the curve on it that he wanted to find a player that was on that right-hand channel inside the box. So FC Seoul, now all of a sudden, struggling just a little bit to get out of their own half, but they are keeping a majority of the possession so far in the second half. San Rafael kind of letting things go, not keeping as high of a press. They've got all their back lines staying in shape. But once again, FC Seoul attacking that right wing, it looks like. Trying to see how far they can send it, but it's saved. A potential shot was taken. I must have been looking at the wrong side of the field. I did not see FC Seoul take that shot, but it was saved by the San Rafael keeper, who will send it deep, and then it'll go out of play for a potential free kick. I almost thought that was a throw-in, as it usually is, but the ref has stopped the play, and players are starting to line up to create both a wall and then some opportunities. Oh, it is a throw-in. Okay. It is indeed a throw-in. And that will go out of play for a corner kick. And this will be the first corner kick of the second half to go in favor of San Rafael. North Coast FC Seoul still without a corner kick in this game. This will be, I believe, the 5th corner kick for San Rafael. And they scored their first goal. I'm sorry, their second goal off of a set piece opportunity. My apologies. Either way, a goal was scored from a corner kick, and that goes straight into the keeper's hands. Will a counterattack be jump-started? A little bit of a sloppy throw from FC Seoul's keeper, and San Rafael get right back on it. Though a couple of defenders there to potentially halt any threat that could have been imminent from San Rafael. But now the high press once again is returning. Now that San Rafael find themselves in a very threatening position. The ball will go out of play for a San Rafael throw-in, though. Pick up a piece of history and purchase your own TLFC match ball. Visit selectsport.com and type the words "The League" in the search bar to find a link to purchase your own Select Tempo TB match ball. That's select-sport.com and type the words "The League" in the search bar. The throw was good, but the play on, as the ref called it, or I'm sorry, he called a foul. It looked as if he was signaling for play on, but instead, CF San Rafael fouled FC Seoul, and FC Seoul will regain that possession and send it back to their keeper, who will look to get things jump-started here. But now, oh, a beautiful deflection from San Rafael as they look to chase that ball, but were unable to track its movements, and a crazy shot. I don't even know if that can technically be called a shot, but it was an attempt from midfield from San Rafael, just in a beautiful position, but was a little bit too wide of the goal. Keeper was able to pick that one up relatively easily. But now San Rafael try to get the ball back, slid away from FC Seoul, who are now struggling to find any sort of possession these last couple of minutes. It's been all San Rafael. And now a little bit of a foul there. As soon as I say that, FC Seoul will have a quick restart inside. Oh, inside their attacking half. But San Rafael, once again, with a good defensive effort, but immediately give it back up. And now FC Seoul, will they switch up the field? Will try to dance around a couple defenders? Will go back to that right wing that they love so much. And maybe we can see a cross inside the box if he doesn't run out of room. It looks like he ran out of room. 3 San Rafael defenders on top of it, but a lot of shuffling and a foul from North Coast FC Seoul after it was all said and done. Maybe just a little bit of frustration with a push there potentially after losing that spell. It was a good chance. But San Rafael will take it deep in their own territory. Up a goal. They've been up 2 goals. But North Coast FC Seoul were able to bring one back about 10 minutes before the first half ended. And now they will look to secure their lead and perhaps add to it as they'll drop it back to their keeper and start to bring it back. But at this point with FC Seoul not really pressing too high, they're going to try and pick and choose their opportunities. San Rafael will try to switch up that field and try to hang around their left side and try to spring it forward a little bit. But a little bit of a mistouch, and it gets intercepted by FC Seoul, who will try to find an opportunity on any side of the field, struggling to find anyone open on either the left or right. They choose to go straight down the middle, but closed down quickly by San Rafael. They'll send it back. And now we see a bit of a press from San Rafael, but not before FC Seoul will just send it back to their keeper, switching up that field of play. They gotta up that aggression in their attack. I understand that they don't necessarily want to be broken down and perhaps surrender a 3rd goal, but if they're looking for points, and this could be one of their best chances to get some points, then they're gonna have to play more aggressive. Though, like I've mentioned the last couple of times during these San Rafael matches, San Rafael is a lot tougher of a team than their record indicates. They can score goals against anyone in the league. So it's going to be hard. But it is definitely doable for both teams. And now a foul is called, and another booking will go to North Coast FC Seoul. Their first booking of the evening. So 2 yellow cards have been shown. And both teams now with 1 player on a yellow. Got to be a little bit careful here. But it will be a free kick for San Rafael, who will try to look inside the box for a couple of players. The ref will allow the whistles to be blown. And the cross was there, meets a player. And at the end of the day, just gets a shot off around 20 yards out. And just meets the keeper of FC Seoul. There's a lot of action going on inside the box. But that ball's going to go out of play for a throw-in. And now FC Seoul will try to get the ball back from San Rafael. They had the ball initially, but San Rafael took it back and will start it back from their own end. Oh. Good foul there. So FC Seoul will take advantage of this one. 3/4 of the matchup surpassed, still 2-1. This half has been pretty tense. And FC Seoul still looking for that answer. Looking for that opportunity to get a point. But a good possible, it might have been a light touch from Raphael, but they still get to the end of it. Going to try and chip the keeper, but just a little bit too light of a touch. And that one's going to be handled by the FC Seoul keeper, who will send it back to their attackers. They try to attack that right side again, but it's intercepted by San Rafael, who is streaking past and breaking through all the defenders. Will we see a cross inside the box? Not too much help for him at the moment. Gonna have to play it back a little bit. It's a very good opportunity for a quick counter from San Rafael. Thought about taking the shot himself, but instead we'll send it back to that right wing and we'll play it back in towards the channel. They'll find their winger once again. Instead, they're just gonna slow it down. But no, tries for a through ball opportunity. I saw the vision, but the winger just was not able to get to it in time. The keeper read it as well and was able to get back onto that ball and keep North Coast FC Seoul's deficit to only 1 so far. There was a foul there, but the ref is going to say play on as North Coast have possession. And San Rafael will get back on that ball. And again, they're trying on that left side, and they're able to get it. Again, not much help there inside the box, but a lot of shuffling there, and both players go to ground as the ball goes out of play. Not sure which way the ref pointed. I'm pretty sure he's going to give it to North Coast FC Seoul. And there is a player on North Coast that is down. Looks like a couple of players are down, one from each team on different sides of the field. Very tiring game. And it looks like there might be a couple of North Coast substitutions. And it looks like North Coast FC Seoul is going to need some attention from their medical staff. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. That seems to be their number 10, Jackson Cho, that is down right now. Hopefully he's okay. But right now, with about 20 minutes to go, North Coast down a goal, looking to need something of a response if they want to get any sort of points. So players using this opportunity right now to just stretch around, perhaps get some water. As it gets deeper and deeper into the night, into the evening. But so far, an aggressive second half from both teams. I believe San Rafael's probably had the better chances so far. They've had great counterattack plays. They've had just longer spells of possession and more chances in the attacking half. But North Coast FC Seoul have had a good couple of opportunities as well. A couple of shots that went straight for the keeper. and were unable to get a shot off themselves. But they have been fighting hard the second half. Haven't had as much with possession in this half. And now perhaps without one of their players who was substituted off. And after a somewhat lengthy break, after maybe about a minute or two, things seem to be back in order, and a good spin move from FC Seoul to send it back out to that left side. And now they look to get an attack going. A good through ball. Will he find some help inside the box? And no, just send it out wide and look for the foul call. But I don't think the ref gives it to him. It's going to be a throw-in for FC Seoul on that left side. But that will be a foul. That will be a free kick. And perhaps the best chance that FC Seoul have had in this matchup. This will be their best chance to get back in this game and to perhaps salvage at least a point. Everyone's lined up inside the box. Only 2 players for San Raphael standing 10 yards out for that wall. But it will be lifted up, meets the head of San Raphael, and tries to get back to FC Seoul, but doesn't reach him. So it'll be an FC Seoul throw-in. So nothing garnered from that free kick, though they do keep the possession. But now San Raphael are back into their full shape, and just a missed touch just lets him down, and San Raphael will take over. They will play it back from their back line. We'll just look to get some high percentage passes in there. Keep things safe and secure, though the ref has called a potential foul. Or no, sorry, that's a throw-in. Ball just ran out of space there, went out of play. So FC Seoul will get the ball back. Running out of time. They have a little bit, though, but it's not a lot. 15 minutes before stoppage time. Will they be able to find an answer? They were able to find their goal with about 10 minutes before the first half stoppage time. So if that's any indicator, we have a long ball inside the box. Does it find a player? The goalkeeper gets out of the box. Not out of the box entirely, but just slightly out of the way to get a hand on the ball. And that seems to do enough. Somewhat of a tackle there from FC Seoul, and that will go in favor of CF San Raphael. A little bit of rough tackles going on later in this game. Both teams showing that they want it. But it's a matter of, can they get it? San Rafael still in control of this lead. Tried to get to the end of that long ball, but there were 3 FC Seoul defenders there waiting for it, and it's going to go back to their center back, who will try to send it forward as high as they can. Gets dragged down. The refs just play on, and we'll find a player on the right wing. They've got a couple players inside the box. We'll see cross get lifted up, tries to find one of their players, but kicked away from San Rafael. That was a close one. But now FC Seoul will get back on it for this throw-in. And now they're starting to, ask some questions from San Rafael. They're starting to hold some spells of possession. Another substitution for San Rafael. Potentially to increase their defensive capabilities. And now FC Seoul taking that throw, but it will be cleared away from San Rafael. Picked up again by FC Seoul. And again, just trying to find an answer. Goes through a couple of players on San Rafael, but will go towards that left side. They will send it back. It will choose to cut through a couple of defenders. Tries to get a through ball in there, but just meets a couple of San Rafael players. It'll be kicked back all the way back to the keeper for FC Seoul, who again will just switch the field of play, get things restarted for them. Looking to find any entry point into this tough fortress that is San Rafael's defense. Despite letting 34 goals in before today, San Rafael's been proven pretty uptight today in their defensive capabilities. But can they hold on for the rest of the game? Oh, FC Seoul had a player trip there for a second as he maybe lost sight of the ball. And now they just got to clear it away before San Rafael makes any sort of threatening attack. But that will go out of play for a San Rafael throw-in right around the midfield area. And with control of the lead, haven't really had control of the ball the last couple of minutes, but with control of the lead, it'll be interesting to see how San Rafael decide to close out this game. They haven't been in too many opportunities or situations like this where they're about 10 or so minutes away from a full set of 3 points. Either they're behind or they're in a tight draw of a matchup. It's rare to see them ahead this late in the matchup. So this could be uncharted territory for them. It will be interesting to see how they choose to strategize for these last 10 minutes of the game in order to ensure that their 3 points are secure. But FC Seoul looking to perhaps find an answer. Great spin move, but just a little bit too heavy on the touch. Meets San Rafael, and that'll just get cleared all the way back to FC Seoul's keeper. FC Seoul will just play it back, and we'll send it up. But it's intercepted by San Rafael, but before it gets pickpocketed again by FC Seoul, they'll just choose to play it safe. And now they choose to charge up that left channel. We'll try to switch it to the middle of the field, but the touch was a little bit light. Finds a player, though, on San Rafael. So they might not be done attacking yet. They'll go back towards that right wing area. And now it'll just be played back before getting crossed right to the top of the box, headed away, but it finds San Rafael. Can he get a shot off? It does get deflected by North Coast FC Seoul, and the ref is going to call offsides anyway. So San Rafael, after that cross or during that cross, but the player that met that ball was unfortunately for them offsides. So now FC Seoul will start deep in their own territory, and they will send it back to their keeper before bringing it back to their center back and looking to find an answer. Trying to circle their way around San Rafael's defensive fortress, but having trouble breaking in. As San Rafael break that one up, and they look to try to find a player towards the top of the box, but it gets intercepted by FC Seoul, who look to try to find their player on the left wing, but that touch was too long, too heavy of a cross. And San Rafael now taking their time for these throw-ins, understanding what's at stake for them. 3 points from one game for the first time this season. Can they get it? FC Seoul just breaking up a potential attack there, and the ref's just going to blow that one dead. That's going to be a foul for FC Seoul. They'll just choose to play it back. And they'll send it towards the middle of the field. And now, once again, going to try that right wing. They do like that right wing, but it hasn't been working for them as CF San Rafael get back on it. And we'll just look to try to pass in open space. Once again, keep those high percentage passes going. Just keep things grounded. And then just a couple of step-ins there. Might have caused a little clip up for one of their players. A player on each team were slightly hurting, but it could just be exhaustion from the lengthy match. Tired legs kicking in potentially. And San Rafael will get a free kick, I'm sorry, going their way after that little kerfuffle. San Rafael going to take a deep, long ball. Try to find a player on that left wing. But it goes out of play. It'll be likely a goal kick for North Coast FC Seoul. Visit the League for Clubs on YouTube to keep up with our Build and Grow series, where we discuss what it's like running a men's amateur soccer team and answer questions from the public. Find us at youtube.com/@theleagueforclubs or search for the League for Clubs on YouTube and subscribe today. So right now, San Rafael, 2 goals up. 2 goals up to 1 for FC Seoul. If San Rafael hang on to this matchup and claim all 3 points, they will jump up to 6 points total for the season. Good back heel and tries to find the through ball. It's successful. Will we find a back cross? But once again, the offside flag is up. It was a brilliant footwork from San Rafael, but unfortunately the player they found was offsides. But as I was saying, speaking of San Rafael, if they're able to win this matchup and get 6 points on the season, they will leapfrog Afghan Premier FC and Bay Valley Suns, who have 4 and 5 points respectively. And they will find themselves in 10th place after 10 games. But right now, with about 5 minutes to go before stoppage time, San Rafael player is down. It could be half match exhaustion and half in an attempt to milk the clock. We'll have a deep ball sent, and North Coast FC Seoul will take advantage of it. The touch was unforgiving for San Rafael. And North Coast now are running out of time in this game to find an equalizer and find a point. They're going to look to try to find that through ball into the left channel, and then we'll just send it inside the box, but I think they were called offsides anyway. And another offsides call, this time against North Coast FC Seoul. So it was another promising attack, a pretty rare promising attack in this half for FC Seoul. Oh, and a potential good switch up of play from San Rafael, but the defender read that move perfectly. Kicked it out of play for a San Rafael throw-in. They will send that one down. But FC Seoul will get back on it. That will go out of play for an FC Seoul throw-in. We'll bring it all the way back to their keeper. And they will bring it back out. Just building out on their own half, but now they're going to send it long. San Rafael's keeper is there. But they weren't able to make anything of it. The keeper ended up winning that battle, getting the ball there, sends it deep for San Rafael. And they find themselves on the end of it, but the ref is going to call that one and give it in favor of North Coast FC Seoul. 2.5 minutes left, plus stoppage time. What can North Coast FC Seoul conjure up? Can they shock San Rafael and snub them of another set of 3 points? They're going to look to try to outrun him through the box, but he runs out of space. It was a good move, but just ran out of leg room there. It'll be a goal kick for San Rafael, who are on the cusp of their first win of the season. This could be a huge momentum boost for San Rafael as we get later and later into the season. FC Seoul looking for the ref to dish out cards to the keeper for time wasting, but the keeper is able to get the ball back out in time. Now a lot of shuffling on the ball, but after a hard shoulder, San Rafael win it back, and now it's a 3-on-2, but he's going to take it himself. No, he's going to pass it. And it just goes wide of the goal. It looked like San Rafael had a clear shot on target, but instead chose to be nice and pass it. Chose to not be selfish. And that might have cost him a goal, but we'll see what happens with FC Seoul as they choose to drive it up. They're going to have to. They don't got much time left. It's pretty much just based on however much stoppage time is left. Another San Rafael player down, gets picked up by the ref. And now we see, oh, that was a long ball from FC Seoul. It was a goal kick now for San Rafael. And it's a deep ball, trying to get the ball as far away from their goal, but FC Seoul are on it, but they miscommunicated, didn't get on the ball, but they were able to pick it up. Some players were tracking back, got back on the ball, sending it forward. Oh, but no one was there. And San Rafael get back on it as we hit the 90. Now it's just a matter of how much stoppage time. There might not be as much in the first half. There was no goals in the second half so far, so North Coast FC Seoul might not have that much time to work with. Nightfall is growing, and so are their chances of leaving this match again without any points. And that ball is going to go out just a little too strong. It's going to be another goal kick for San Rafael. And they have one of their players send it as deep as he could. But again, North Coast FC Seoul just trying to get the ball back. San Rafael, though, keeping it away from them. And just a lot of shuffling on that left side of the field for San Rafael, who win the throw. Will take their time with it. And will choose to bleed the clock as much as they can. They have the throw-in. Now the throw-in will be sent. Trying an attacking option. But FC Seoul will get to the end of that one. And now they're going to look to push it up. Kicked away from their keeper. And it goes out of bounds, and the ref is going to call it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. CF San Rafael get their first win of the season. They are now 1 win, 3 draws, 6 losses. Their 1 win coming tonight against North Coast FC Seoul. Your result in tonight's matchup, CF San Rafael 2, to North Coast FC Seoul 1. Good win for CF San Rafael and North Coast FC Seoul. Very, very close. It was an incredible matchup. All 3 goals in the first half. But in the end of the day, San Rafael take home the 3 points. points. We will see you next time.